And we have some changes that are going to be happening with Beauty Youniversity, and this video is going to tell you all about it. And while I'm talking, I'm also going to do my makeup using this new ColourPop palette that I got. I believe it is called Nook Incorporated and is part of their Animal Crossing collection. I just bought it, haven't used it yet, so this will be my first time, and I figured while I'm playing with it, I'm gonna tell you about the changes that are happening. As you know, I like to talk a lot, so that's why I already put on the lipstick. That way the lipstick is on and the look will be complete, because it's really challenging for me to put on lipstick and not wanna chat at the same time. So as you know, this channel is called Beauty Youniversity. The URL is www.youtube.com/Beauty Youniversity, and that's gonna change. In fact, we're dropping the Beauty Youniversity name in general. We're going to be doing all of our classes, all of our courses, and all of our branding under my name, which is Donna DeLia. If you don't know me very well, or you've only been here for a little bit and mainly watch my videos for tutorials, you might not know that I'm a professional makeup artist. I've been doing makeup professionally since 2005. Gosh, I keep thinking it's like 15 years, and then when I say that number, I'm like, okay, so I've been doing makeup for like 17 years at this point. I started doing makeup in retail, working at Sephora, and then I worked at MAC, and then I worked at Makeup Forever. And working at Makeup Forever kind of changed the game tremendously for me because I was a trainer for them, which had me fall in love with teaching. And at MAC, I did teach quite a bit. I taught product updates, I taught our trainings, and I definitely trained all new freelancers and everyone that came into our store because I like teaching. But Makeup Forever, being it was my full-time job, was being a trainer, I really got to fall in love with seeing people's growth and being a part of that. And when I moved to LA and I met Greg, I remember on our first date, and those of you who don't know, Greg is my boyfriend. He's also the man filming this, editing this, because I'm a tech noob. But nonetheless, on our first date, I told him that I wanted my own makeup school and production company. And he told me, he's like, oh, that'll happen for you. And I was pretty smitten right away because I was like, okay, yes, I'm here for this positive reinforcement. Okay. But fast forward to many years later, in 2020, Greg talked me into starting an online makeup school. And I was really hesitant because I don't have a social media following. This is before all of you guys, but at the time, like, I barely spent time with social media. I didn't use YouTube. I was never a YouTube person, but I like teaching. And so he was like, well, every time you teach at schools, because I used to teach at several schools in LA, and I would do a ton of one-on-one lessons, group lessons, all that kind of jazz. He was like, you love teaching so much, you're always so happy. Why don't we just start an online school? And I was like, I don't think that's possible. But lo and behold, Beauty Youniversity was born. And my friend Linda actually came up with the name Beauty Youniversity, and that's why in some of our logos you saw it say BU, because the idea was that I wanted to teach people how to do makeup that would make them feel good about themselves. I didn't want to teach you how to do makeup so you can cover up your insecurities or imperfections. I wanted to teach you how to do makeup so you can feel fully self-expressed, have fun with it, and smile when you look at yourself in the mirror. And it's been amazing. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better 2020 and 2021 with getting to know you guys, launching courses, meeting people from all around the world, and being able to teach basically full time. And so we're keeping Beauty Youniversity. The classes and the courses are not going away, but we're gonna just switch all the branding over to Donna DeLia. You see, I have two Instagrams. I have the Beauty Youniversity Instagram and I have Donna DeLia Instagram, but for the past year and a half, I've just ignored Donna DeLia's Instagram. It's just been sitting there on the internet, taking up space. I haven't posted on it. All of my time I spent on Beauty Youniversity. And there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of people know me on Facebook and they know me as Donna DeLia. So they go searching for Donna DeLia and then they can't find the courses that I teach. And if you want to find more information, I want you to be able to find that. So Beauty Youniversity becomes a little bit confusing, and I don't want that to be. I want it to be as easy as possible. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of marketing gurus used to tell me that I needed to be my own brand and just go by my name. But I was scared. I think I still am scared doing this. We all have our own insecurities, and going by my name is really putting myself out there. And naturally, I'm worried what people will think. I'm worried what the pros will think of me. I'm wondering what my friends will think of me. And if I'm going back to my Donna DeLia Instagram, I'm going back into the industry pretty much. Now, I've been freelancing this whole time that we've had Beauty University through word of mouth, through my networks and the connections that I've made through the years, but I've kind of, not really put myself out there. People that know me in the pro world don't really know that I have an online makeup school, which is ridiculous because it's my baby. This is what I've wanted my entire life. So how can I hide behind it and not really put myself out there full force? Well, now we're doing that. We're gonna put myself out there full force. I'm gonna just go balls to the wall and go under Donna DeLia. So what does that mean for you? Not much. You're just gonna see a different name. I will say that if you're following me on Instagram, I will drop my Donna DeLia Instagram so you can follow me there. This YouTube channel is going to change from Beauty University to Donna DeLia. Our banner is going to change. And if you are one of my students, you are probably going to see the biggest change because where you log into your courses, that URL is going to change. The products are always going to be there. The lessons will always be there. Nothing is going to change there. And when I do change that URL and it is ready for you to use, you will know as soon as it happens, so there's no lapse. So really, there's nothing there for you to be concerned about, but you're no longer going to see Beauty University being talked about. So that's why I wanted to make this video, so you can learn about the update. In addition to that, we are also going to be doing even more lessons, more workshops. Greg and I sat down this week and we talked about all the different types of ideas that we can create. And one of the things we're going to be doing is coming out with a pro program. It's not going to come out, we're not going to come out with the pro program for a few more months, so hold tight. But basically what our brand is going to be is I just want to teach. I want to teach whether you want to learn how to do your own makeup or if you want to become a pro makeup artist. So if you're one of my students and you're like, you hear me saying a pro course, I don't want you to think I'm forgetting about you, because I'm not. We're still going to do classes, still going to do YouTube. We even signed up for TikTok, so I guess we're going to go into that world as well, which will be under Donna DeLia, and I'll put that in the description box as well. But I'm going to do both. My mission is to really just help people learn how to do their makeup and make it easy for them. And so if you want to learn for yourself, I got you. And if you want to become a pro, I got you there. It's funny, Greg was talking about when I was teaching at makeup schools, one of the things that pissed me off was the curriculum that was being taught because it wasn't enough information and it was the wrong information. I remember talking to one of the teachers or the owner of one of the schools that I worked at, and I was like, hey, we're not talking about highlight and contour in a way that is for film and TV. We're only talking about highlight and contour for Instagram makeup as if these people are going to become influencers. But if these students are not becoming influencers, you have to learn how to do highlight and contour for film. It is completely different. I would not really do this type of highlight and contour for a film job. And you would never catch me doing these type of brows pretty much on any of my clients for any of the gigs I do, unless it's a character makeup, because character is a whole other story, which is probably why I do these brows anyways too, because I'm a character. But I would have arguments with the teacher and or the owner of the school, and she'd be like, well, this is the curriculum, this is how it is. And I was like, you're not setting the students up for success. Furthermore, the kits that they would give out at schools are just garbage. And when I say that the kits were garbage, I mean that the products that they were getting is not what you need for a pro kit. They would give the students one eyeshadow palette that would be from Morphe, and it was a smoky eyeshadow palette. Everything was a dark color. And as a pro, you're not really going to use that very often. Of course, it depends on the type of makeup artist you want to be, which we will definitely talk a lot more about that in the future. But overall, even if you're going to do personal services or film and TV, you're not going to use smoky eyes most of the time. You're going to go for more natural. And they would only give them 2 foundations, one light shade and one dark shade, which you can mix around a lot, but it's not enough. It's too much of a variable. Now, you do need light and dark foundations in your kit, but you need to have light, medium, and dark with different undertones. Because if you have a light color and a dark color and they're the same undertone, that's not going to work if you have somebody with a different undertone. And so I would get really upset because I want to give, aspiring makeup artists the education that they need so they can be successful as soon as they graduate. And the schools I was working at just were not setting people up for success. So we have to make it happen for you. We have to give you tools that'll make you successful. So what you can also expect from this channel is more talks about pro information. And if you're watching this right now, let me know in the comments, are you someone who wants to learn how to do makeup on yourself and or someone who wants to do makeup on other people? Now, if you say, I'm kind of interested in doing it on other people, that's a start. You don't have to live in New York or LA to become a professional and become a successful professional. You can live in Kansas, Kentucky, Alabama, Arkansas. I don't care where you live. You can have a successful career as a makeup artist as long as you know the type of makeup artist you want to be. And we'll talk a lot about this. So if you even have the slight interest of applying makeup on other people, even if it's for a prom or a wedding, let me know in the comments. And then let me know your thoughts from there. Because I want to be able to provide the content that is what you guys are looking for. And a part of our branding, we're going to talk a lot more about that. I teach pro techniques. Now, those of you who are my students, you know that is pretty much my whole MO. I always speak to specific techniques and talk about color being subjective. So I'm going to focus even more on that here. We're only going to talk about pro stuff. Now, occasionally I might mention a trend, but overall, I want you to know the pro techniques. I'm not really here to be showy. I'm not here to talk about, the popular products that exist or the hot trends or contouring with a knife or a fork. None of that. We're going to talk about bone structure. We're going to talk about how you can transform your face and change your eye shape or manipulate your eye shape to look bigger, brighter, things like that. We'll talk about contouring to specific bone structure. So all of my lessons, and you're going to hear me say this a lot, I'm here to teach you how to do your makeup on your face or for someone else's. I know I just talked a lot and talked not enough or anything at all about the look that I'm doing. So let's recap about that so far before I finish it up. So this palette, like I said, is the Nook Incorporated from ColourPop. I think it is a part of their Animal Crossing collection. And the first color that I used is this one right up here. This is my mid-tone shade, and I used a tapered blending brush from Crown. This is the C539 to apply it. And this is a halo technique, if you didn't know. Halo technique is when it's darker in the inner and outer corner and brighter in the center. So I use this tapered blending brush to do my medium color, and I put that all in the outer corner and the inner corner. But I went higher on the outer corner than the inner corner. Then I went in with the darker tone, which is the best color in this whole palette, this dark tone right there. And I used a pencil brush. This is a Crown C321, and I'll put all of this in the description as well so you guys can know. But I used this and I put it on the inner and outer corner as well. But pay attention, this is the biggest difference when it comes to doing the halo technique. My lighter color is bigger, and then my darker color is closer to my lash line and tighter to the eye. So if I look down, you can see that it creates a little bit of a gradient. Then I did a black eyeliner pencil up in my waterline, which is a Melt. It's from Melt Cosmetics, and it's called Blindfold. Clearly I need a new one. And then I used Ultramarine from Makeup Geek underneath my eye, and I smudged it. Then in this ColourPop palette, I took the light color right here and put it in the center of my eye with a flat eyeshadow brush. This is a Crown SS030, and I put that right in the center. Now I'm going to take my finger, because there is a glitter shadow in this palette. I'm going to put the glitter on my finger, because if you have a pressed glitter, your fingers is going to be the best applicator. Don't try to use a flat brush. It doesn't pick it up nicely. If you have a sponge tip applicator, you can use that. But for pressed glitters, I do like my finger, and I'm just gonna pop the glitter right in the center and go up a little bit higher into my crease so there's lots of sparkle. I bought this palette because it was like, I think it was $7 or maybe it was only $4. Nonetheless, it was on sale. And as you may know, or you may not know actually, ColourPop's palettes tend to be hit or miss for me. But this one, I was very impressed with, because look at this pigmentation. This is just, I feel like this palette is just worth this color right there, because it's really hard to find a good green palette. And if you have brown eyes, green is really good because it's gonna make your brown eyes look more amber and have a little bit more warmth to it. So I love that. Look at this color. I'm gonna swatch each one just so you can see that the consistency is pretty nice. Let me get the last one. Actually, that is pretty weak. So when I say it's weak, I want you to see that when I swatched it, you see how like it skips here? It doesn't have the full saturation. So that tells me that the payoff isn't that amazing. But then when I did another swatch, it worked out fine. So I probably just didn't pick enough on my finger. And when I was putting it on my eyes, you saw that the pigment went there immediately. So for $4 or $7, whatever it was, so cute, so tiny. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble for the last however many minutes this was. I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you with our new rebranding. It's probably going to take about 2 weeks for us to get all of our ducks in a row, so stay tuned, and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.